We're pouring eggnog directly on top of our sugar cookies, and this is gonna form a really nice crust for our dessert. Now you can use whatever kind of eggnog you like. I really like this Southern Comfort brand. It is delicious. Now we're gonna put our cookies to the side to soften. We're gonna bring over our mixing bowl. We're gonna add 2 cups of cold milk. I'm using 2% milk, but you can use whatever you want. Just pour that directly into our mixing bowl. We're gonna get 1 packet of instant vanilla Jello pudding mix. This is the 3-ounce pack, so you only need 1 of these. I'm gonna use a hand mixer, but you can use a whisk for this. It doesn't really matter. We just wanna mix this up and get that pudding incorporated with that milk. Then we'll set this bowl to the side for a couple minutes to firm up. Now we're gonna bring our cookie tin back over, and these have softened up just a little bit. We're gonna start taking this paper out. And you might ask, why did I leave the paper in the first place? And the reason is because they form little cups to hold that eggnog, so those cookies can soak nicely. And once we've removed our paper, these cookies are nice and softened. I'm gonna get my little meat masher tool and just start crushing up these cookies. And like I said before, this is gonna form just the perfect crust for our no-bake dessert. This takes just a few minutes and it is perfect for any party, get together, you name it. And we're just gonna give it a little mix. We wanna make sure every bite of cookie has some of that delicious eggnog mixed into it. That's about the consistency we're looking for. We want a little bit of crunch to it. Now we're gonna bring our vanilla pudding mixture back over, and it has firmed up nicely. We're just gonna pour this over the top, and this is gonna soak down into those cookies even more, and every bite is gonna be filled with delicious yumminess. And we're just gonna give this a quick little spread. This is looking great, you guys. Now we're gonna throw the lid of the cookie tin on and put this in the fridge for about an hour to set. Come back and add some more toppings. All right, we've chilled this in the fridge for about an hour and our pudding is set. We're gonna top with our favorite pie filling, cherry, and we're just gonna dump this right on top, and that pudding is now nice and firm. So you can serve this at this point, or you can pop it in the fridge overnight, whatever you like, but this is gonna be such a delicious dessert. Now we're gonna top with Cool Whip. You can use Cool Whip, you can use regular whipped cream, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna go on the top with it and spread that out. Now I love using this cookie tin because it transports as a dessert carrier really easily. You can just throw it away when you're done with it, or you can keep them and turn them into a sewing kit. And we're just gonna spread this out and completely cover that pie filling. And if you get any on the sides, just give it a quick wipe. We wanna make this presentable. And we're gonna top this with some fun and festive Christmas sprinkles. You can get these anywhere. I got them at Target. It's just gonna make this so fun. And we have some little Christmas trees here, so we're gonna add some Christmas trees on top. You guys, I cannot wait for you to show your friends and family this amazing dessert. Now, the convenient thing about this tin is you can just throw the top on, you can put it in the fridge overnight, but for our purposes, this dessert is completely done and ready for us to take a bite. Okay, my cat smelled it and he wants some too, apparently. And we're gonna get in here and just scoop out a nice portion. Make sure you get all the layers, that eggnog cookie crust, that vanilla yogurt, and of course that cherry pie filling. Just scoop it out. Look at how good that looks, you guys. Right onto our pie plate. And this is ready to enjoy. Let's try a bite. We're gonna get a little bit of that cookie crust, a little bit of that pudding, some cherry, and of course, some whipped cream. That is delicious. You guys have to try this. All right, we're rolling out our store-bought pie crust, and this is just the 2-pack pie crust. We're gonna take our circular cookie cutter and we're gonna make some little shapes here. You guys are gonna absolutely love this recipe. We're gonna take our pie crust and set them to the side. Right, and we have our 12th and final pie crust there. We're gonna bring over our greased muffin tin. We're just gonna put each one inside and make a little nice cup for our pies here. You don't have to go all the way down. We're just gonna go most of the way down. We want to fully cover those sides with the pie crust, and you can just take these crimped edges and press those in. All right, and after you have added all of your pie crusts, we are going to get our pie filling. We're going to use 3 different flavors of pie filling. starting with cherry. Then we're gonna add blueberry pie filling to our middle pies here. These are gonna be so great. We're gonna have a little bit of everything here. What is your favorite kind of pie? And last but not least, we're gonna go with that apple pie filling. Here, you may have to kind of scoop and break up some of those apples, pour them into our muffin tin. Ooh, that's a big one there. That's gonna be nice and full. All right, and look at how good that looks, you guys. Now we're gonna make a fun topping for our pies. We're gonna grab our fourth and final pie crust, and we're gonna put some festive sprinkles on here. We're gonna go with these red sprinkles for our cherry pie. Just pour them like that, about a third of your pie crust, and just press them down into it like that. And then we're gonna go green for our apple. This is gonna go right here. It's okay if they overlap a little bit like that. And we're gonna leave our blueberry plain, just like that. Now we're just gonna cut some random shapes out with little cookie cutters here. I'm gonna do these little diamond shapes for our cherries. We're gonna go with some circles for our apple, and we're gonna use our snowflake cookie cutter for our blueberry pie. Now we're gonna take our pie tops and set those to the side. Just break them out of the molds here. Now we're gonna bring our muffin tin back over, and we're gonna put our little tops onto our pies. I'm gonna do my little cherry diamonds there. Green circles on our apple pies there. Now we're gonna go with our plain snowflakes right on top, and these ones are gonna overlap a bit, and that is okay. Now we're gonna do a quick egg wash. We're gonna put about a tablespoon of water in there, and we're just gonna give this a quick little mixy. And we're just gonna get our little silicone brush and just brush a little on top. This is gonna make a nice golden brown crust where we don't have sprinkles. Just like that. Now we're gonna throw these in a 350-degree oven for about 15 minutes. Come back and enjoy these mini pies. We baked our mini pies for 25 minutes and they came out perfect. I let these cool off for about 20 minutes because I didn't want to burn my mouth. We are gonna scoop out one of our mini pies here. I'm gonna go with the cherry. And look at how perfect that looks, you guys. You guys are gonna love this. Oh my God. You guys gotta try this. I'm gonna show you guys how to make my favorite fall dessert. This is perfect for Thanksgiving or a holiday party. I guarantee if you make this, your friends and family are gonna love it. So we're gonna start with 24 ounces of angel food cake. We're just chopping that down into bite-sized pieces. Put that into a mixing bowl, put that to the side, and just give your cutting board a quick wipe down. Now you grab your large trifle bowl. Mine is 140 ounces, so there's tons of room in this thing. Put a third of your angel food cake mixture down, slide that to the side. Then we're gonna put 16 ounces of whipped cream cheese into a mixing bowl. You can use regular cream cheese if you want. I just like to use the whipped because it's so much easier to mix everything up. I have two 12-ounce containers, so I'm doing 1.5 container of the whipped cream cheese. Get your hand mixer out. We're just gonna give this a pre-mix. We wanna make sure it's extra creamy before we add our other toppings. Now you're gonna do 1 can of pumpkin puree. Make sure you're not using pumpkin pie mix. It has to be the pure pumpkin stuff. Put that directly on top, and then we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of vanilla for that delicious flavor. We're gonna do 3 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. This makes everything nice and it smells delicious. We're gonna do 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, and we're gonna mix that one more time with our hand mixer. Wanna make sure everything gets incorporated and mixed up. It's gonna smell delicious, and it's gonna be that beautiful orange color. I'm scraping the sides of the bowl to make sure I get all of that mixed up, and then I'm gonna put 1/3 of it directly on top of the angel food cake in the trifle bowl and just spread that out. It's okay if you get it on the sides of the bowl, just wipe it with a napkin. Then we're gonna use the large tub of Cool Whip, put 1/3 of that down directly on top of our cheesecake mixture, spread that out. We want those beautiful layers here. Now guys, we're gonna do 2 more layers. We're gonna go angel food cake, cheesecake mixture, whipped cream. 2 more times. We want this to be a nice, beautiful, layered dessert that's going to be a standout hit at your party. Now at the end, you want to make sure you wipe those edges, get it nice and clean, just like that. Now we're going to top it with a nice dusting of the pumpkin pie spice. This is going to smell delicious, and it's going to be a great presentation for your party. Pop this in the fridge for a few hours, and we're ready to serve. All right, it's been a few hours and this thing is perfect. Everything is nice and firmed up, and look at how beautiful those layers look. We're just gonna dig in with our large serving spoon and grab ourselves a hefty portion directly onto our pie plate. This thing is gonna be so good. I cannot wait for you guys to try this. And there you have it, our delicious no-bake pumpkin cheesecake trifle. Let's give it a taste. That is so good. Light, creamy, the perfect dessert for fall. You guys have to make this today.
We're gonna start with one angel food cake and just rip that apart with your hands into smaller sections. And we're gonna chop these up with scissors into bite-sized pieces about an inch thick. They don't have to be the same size or shape. This is gonna be the perfect dessert for the holidays. Put half of those into a large trifle bowl and the other half into a separate bowl and put that to the side. We'll use those later on. Now in a mixing bowl, we're gonna add 2 of the small instant vanilla Jello pudding packets, but you can use 1 large vanilla Jello pudding packet or whatever flavor you want. We're gonna do 3 cups of milk, about a cup and a half of heavy whipping cream. Now you can use a stand mixer or a hand mixer and just blend this up for about 5 minutes. We wanna incorporate all those ingredients and thicken up this pudding, and that looks delicious. Now we're gonna top this with plastic wrap and throw it in the fridge for about 30 minutes to firm up. After 30 minutes, our pudding is nice and firm. We're gonna slide our trifle bowl back over and pour half of that pudding on top. We want a nice thick layer of that delicious vanilla pudding. We're gonna spread this out side to side and make sure it comes into contact with the side of the bowl. Then we're gonna add 1 can of cherry pie filling directly on top and spread that out side to side as well. Now, I love cherry pie filling. What about you guys? Are you a cherry pie, apple pie, blueberry pie filling fan? Let me know in the comments. Now, it's okay if you get some on the side of the bowl, just give it a quick wipe. Now, I have 1 8-ounce tub of thawed Cool Whip. I'm gonna pour half of it on top of this layer and just spread that out side to side. I get a lot of comments saying that I shouldn't use Cool Whip, but it's so easy and delicious. I'd love to use it, but you can use fresh whipped cream. It doesn't matter. Now, we're gonna repeat those layers one final time. We're gonna do the other half of our angel food cake and the other half of our pudding. We're gonna do our final can of cherry pie filling and the last bit of our Cool Whip and just spread that out. Now the crown jewel is these cherry cordial candies. We're gonna do 9 in a circular pattern on top of our dessert here. Now the package comes with 10, but that 10th one is for me. Now our trifle is done and look at how beautiful those layers are. We're gonna top this with plastic, put that in the fridge for a few hours or overnight. Now our trifle is done. I let mine sit in the fridge for about 10 hours. It firmed up nicely. Look at how beautiful that looks. Just take the plastic wrap off, grab a spoon, and serve yourself a nice portion on your favorite Christmas plate. And look at how beautiful those layers look, you guys.
And there you have it, our delicious cherry trifle. This is perfect for the holidays. Let's take a bite and see how it tastes. That is really good. That vanilla pudding, that cherry pie filling, this is so good, and every bite has a special treat on top. You guys have to make this today. Start with 1 3/4 cup of non-alcoholic eggnog. Now you can use whatever kind of eggnog you want. For this purpose, I'm gonna use the store-bought stuff, but I have a delicious homemade eggnog recipe that I will show you at the end of this video. After that, we're gonna pour 3 ounces of instant vanilla pudding mix on top, and we're gonna mix this up with a hand mixer for about 2 minutes. We wanna get this thing thickened up. Now we love eggnog in our house, but I know not everybody likes it, so let me know in the comments, do you like eggnog or not? All right, and after about 2 minutes, our eggnog mixture is nice and thick. We're gonna fold in about a cup and a half of Cool Whip. Now I'm gonna use my fun Merry Christmas spatula here because I love this time of year. So we're just gonna spoon that on top and we're gonna fold this in. We just wanna give it a nice mix before we add it to our pie crust. One thing I love about this time of year is sharing your favorite recipes with your friends and family, and this is a really wonderful recipe that your friends and family are gonna love. And once that is mixed in, we're gonna pull over our pie crust. I'm using a store-bought graham cracker pie crust, and we're just gonna spoon this thing out directly into our pie crust, spread it out from side to side, and we're gonna cover this thing and we're gonna pop it in the fridge for about 4 hours. And in the meantime, I'm gonna show you how to make a delicious homemade eggnog recipe.
We're gonna add 6 large egg yolks to a mixing bowl, and we're just separating the whites from the yolks in a separate bowl. For this recipe, we don't need the whites, but you can keep those for another recipe if you like. Once we've done that, we're gonna go ahead and rinse our hands off and grab an electric mixer. We're gonna start beating these egg yolks and adding half a cup of granulated sugar, just a little bit at a time. We wanna beat these eggs for about 2 minutes until the color turns lighter yellow and thickens up a little bit, just like that. Now we're gonna grab a medium saucepan, add 2 cups of whole milk, 1 cup of heavy cream, about 1/4 a cup of condensed milk for that delicious sweetness. We're gonna add a dash of nutmeg, about 1/4 of a teaspoon. We're gonna add 3 whole cinnamon sticks and just mix that up. We're gonna heat this on medium heat until it is hot but not boiling. Take those cinnamon sticks out and bring your eggs back over. We're gonna start blending these eggs again, and we're gonna tamper them with this hot milk mixture, 1 ladle at a time. We wanna slowly incorporate that so we don't cook these eggs. Now we're gonna dump the entire milk mixture in, and we're just gonna blend that up until everything is mixed. Pour it back into your saucepan, and we're gonna turn this heat on to medium-low. We wanna slowly bring this up to a boil, and we wanna make sure we do not go above 170 degrees, so we're gonna get our thermometer out. Once we hit 170 and our mixture coats the back of our spoon, we're gonna take it off the heat. Add about 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, another 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and mix that up. Now is the time where you can spike this if you want. Add about 6 to 8 ounces of your favorite spirit. We're not gonna add anything to ours because it is perfect. Just kidding, our friend Jack stopped by. Give that one final mix before we pour into another bowl over a fine mesh strainer. We just want to get out any large chunks. Then we're gonna pour into our pitcher. We're gonna cover this and put it in the fridge for about 4 hours or overnight. We're gonna come back and serve this chilled with our delicious eggnog pie. All right, our homemade eggnog and our eggnog pie are both ready. They've been chilling in the fridge for about 4 hours, and I cannot wait to dive into these. First, we're gonna cut into our eggnog pie and get ourselves a nice serving. And we're gonna scoop that out onto our pie plate. Look at how good that looks. And we're gonna try our eggnog. You're gonna just give it a little shake, get everything nice and mixed up. That smells really good. We're gonna pour ourselves some. We're gonna top both with some whipped cream, a little nutmeg, and a cinnamon stick. Let's try the pie first. That's really good. Tastes just like eggnog. The spices come through. That is delicious. Now let's try the eggnog. Oh my God. That is so good. Refreshing, delicious, way better than store-bought. Have to serve it in my favorite spinning cup. You guys have to make these today. We're gonna start by pouring 2 boxes of our Little Debbie Christmas cakes into our mixing bowl. We're gonna go double Debbie. Now on top of that, we're gonna hit it with this Philadelphia no-bake cheesecake. We're gonna scoop out half of this container right on top of that. Now you get your hand mixer, and we're just gonna mix all of this up. We wanna mash up those Christmas tree cakes with that no-bake cheesecake mixture, and this is gonna become the best dessert you've had this holiday season. Once our Christmas tree cakes are fully mixed up, we're gonna go ahead and form some cake balls. I'm gonna get my cookie scoop and my cooking spray. We're just gonna spray that a little bit, and I'm also gonna spray my hands because this will help the cookie balls from sticking. And we are gonna scoop out these cookie balls just right into our hands and just roll that up, put it onto the cookie sheet like that. We're just gonna make a bunch of these, and these are gonna freeze for 20 minutes while we get our melted chocolate mixture ready. We're gonna hit it with one more. Just roll them on up, put them in the pan. There we go. All right, it's been 20 minutes and our balls are nice and firm. We're gonna take toothpicks and just go down the line and stick a toothpick in each ball. And this is gonna help us dip these in that chocolate mixture. We're gonna do some nice chocolate coated Christmas balls. We have our chocolate here. This is a white candy melt chocolate. I just microwave this and then put it in a bowl of boiling water. So we're gonna take our little ball here, make sure we're stuck on there, and we're gonna dip it. Ooh, just like that. Look at that. We're gonna plop it, take the toothpick out,
We're gonna take another ball, dip it, woo! And, oh, we dropped a ball. We're gonna use our spoon to help us a little bit. Transfer the ball, boop, drop it, plop it. We're gonna go ahead and put some yummy sprinkles on those. We want some nice Christmas sprinkles. And for these ones, we're gonna hit it with some of these Christmas tree sprinkles. We're gonna do different sprinkles on each cake ball. We're gonna do some fun, festive Christmas designs, just like this. Then we're gonna hit this one with those nice big old Christmas sprinkles. We're gonna have a little bit of every kind of sprinkle on these cake balls. And lastly, we're gonna hit it with the, these green sprinkles. These come out fast, so be careful, folks. Now we're gonna hit it with that cookie icing. We're gonna give some of these red stripes to look just like those Christmas tree cakes. And we're just gonna hit every other cake ball with that zigzag pattern. And once we have our zigzag pattern, these look delicious. We are gonna transfer these to our fun Christmas tree plate, and they are ready to serve, or you can throw them in the fridge for a few days. And this one is for me. You guys have to make these. They're so delicious. Oh my God. These are amazing. You just gotta make them.
I'm gonna show you guys how to make my favorite fall dessert. This is perfect for Thanksgiving or a holiday party. I guarantee if you make this, your friends and family are gonna love it. So we're gonna start with 24 ounces of angel food cake. We're just chopping that down into bite-sized pieces. Put that into a mixing bowl, put that to the side. Now you grab your large trifle bowl. Mine is 140 ounces, so there's tons of room in this thing. Put a third of your angel food cake mixture down, slide that to the side. Then we're gonna put 16 ounces of whipped cream cheese into a mixing bowl. You can use regular cream cheese if you want. I just like to use the whipped because it's so much easier to mix everything up. I have two 12-ounce containers, so I'm doing 1.5 container of the whipped cream cheese. Get your hand mixer out. We're just gonna give this a pre-mix. We wanna make sure it's extra creamy before we add our other toppings. Now you're gonna do 1 can of pumpkin puree. Make sure you're not using pumpkin pie mix. It has to be the pure pumpkin stuff. Put that directly on top, and then we're gonna do 2 teaspoons of vanilla for that delicious flavor. We're gonna do 3 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. This makes everything nice and it smells delicious. We're gonna do 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, and we're gonna mix that one more time with our hand mixer. Wanna make sure everything gets incorporated and mixed up. It's gonna smell delicious, and it's gonna be that beautiful orange color. I'm scraping the sides of the bowl to make sure I get all of that mixed up, and then I'm gonna put 1/3 of it directly on top of the angel food cake in the trifle bowl and just spread that out. It's okay if you get it on the sides of the bowl, just wipe it with a napkin. Then we're gonna use the large tub of Cool Whip, put 1/3 of that down directly on top of our cheesecake mixture. Spread that out. We want those beautiful layers here. Now guys, we're gonna do 2 more layers. We're gonna go angel food cake, cheesecake mixture, whipped cream. 2 more times. We want this to be a nice, beautiful, layered dessert that's going to be a standout hit at your party. Now at the end, you want to make sure you wipe those edges, get it nice and clean, just like that. Now we're going to top it with a nice dusting of the pumpkin pie spice. This is going to smell delicious, and it's going to be a great presentation for your party. Pop this in the fridge for a few hours, and we're ready to serve. All right, it's been a few hours and this thing is perfect. Everything is nice and firmed up, and look at how beautiful those layers look. We're just gonna dig in with our large serving spoon and grab ourselves a hefty portion directly onto our pie plate. This thing is gonna be so good. I cannot wait for you guys to try this.
And there you have it, our delicious no-bake pumpkin cheesecake trifle. Let's give it a taste. That is so good. Light, creamy, the perfect dessert for fall. You guys have to make this today. All right, we're just gonna put our Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes directly onto our cutting board, and we are gonna save one to the side. We're gonna use that later. And this is the big double pack. You can use that, or you can use 2 individual packs. And we're just gonna rough chop these. Get these delicious Christmas cakes all chopped into small, manageable pieces. They don't have to be too tiny. This just makes our next step a little bit easier. We are just gonna slide these directly into our mixing bowl. Get every last piece. These are my favorite Christmas treats. And we're gonna add 1 block of softened cream cheese directly on top, as well as a 1/3 cup of milk and about a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. We're gonna get our hand blender and just give this a nice mix. You wanna incorporate all these delicious flavors together. Get those cakes mixed with that cream cheese and the vanilla. All right, and once your snack cakes are mixed in with your cream cheese, we're gonna fold in some Cool Whip. I'm using the extra creamy today, but you can use whatever kind of Cool Whip you want. I've thawed this Cool Whip out so it's nice and manageable. All right, now we're just gonna fold in our Cool Whip with our dessert mixture here. This is gonna be a beautiful consistency for a fun dessert dip that you can bring to any holiday party. The kids love this one. All right, and once that's mixed up, we're gonna bring in our serving bowl and we're just gonna spoon this out. And look at that, you guys. And that is the perfect consistency. We're gonna pop this in the fridge for about an hour to set, come back and put some toppings on top. All right, our Christmas tree dip is ready and we're gonna put it on our festive Christmas plate. We are gonna top it with some fun Christmas colored sprinkles, and I have some fun Christmas tree sprinkles too. My kids are obsessed with these fun little sprinkles. We're just gonna put them all over the top like that. And we have some red cookie icing. We're gonna drizzle on top to make it look just like those Christmas trees. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is gonna be so good. You're gonna be the hit of the party with this delicious dip. And we are gonna top it with the crown jewel, one more of those Little Debbie Christmas trees. We're gonna add some Nilla wafers around our dish here. You can use whatever you like to dip. You can use pretzels, Nilla wafers, cookies, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna spread them around our platter and look how delicious that looks. Let's try a bite. That is so good. Creamy, tastes exactly like the Christmas trees. That is delicious. You guys have to make this today.
I'm gonna show you guys how to take that stale old fruitcake that your aunt sends you every year and turn it into a delicious dessert that your friends and family are gonna absolutely love. We start by chopping it up into bite-sized pieces and put half of it into a bowl, slide that to the side. The other half is gonna go into your large trifle bowl. Now we're gonna put 1 block of softened cream cheese into a mixing bowl and grab your hand mixer and just give that a quick blend. We're gonna add 1 box of cheesecake flavored instant Jello pudding mix and half a cup of powdered sugar directly on top. We're just gonna give that a quick mix to incorporate all those dry ingredients. Then we're gonna take 2 cups of milk and slowly pour that over the top, blending a little bit at a time. Add a little more milk, then blend. We wanna do this for about 4 or 5 minutes until everything is smooth and that pudding is firmed up. We're gonna add 1 teaspoon of almond extract. This is gonna give it a really nice flavor, and just blend that one last time. This is gonna be so good. Bring the trifle bowl back over. We're gonna add 1 ounce of Irish cream on top, and we're gonna soak that fruitcake in that delicious flavor. We're gonna add half of our cheesecake mixture on top of our fruitcake and spread that out. We wanna go side to side, make sure it is fully covered, and if you get any on the side, just wipe it with a paper towel. We have 1 8-ounce tub of thawed Cool Whip. We're gonna put half of that on top of the cheesecake and spread that out. We want a nice thick layer of Cool Whip here. Now we're gonna repeat those layers. We're gonna put down the remainder of our fruitcake, another ounce of Irish cream, followed by the remainder of our cheesecake mixture, and spread that out. We're gonna put down the last bit of our Cool Whip and give that a nice even spread, because this is gonna be the top of our dessert. We're gonna top this with some maraschino cherries. I know fruitcake has candied cherries, but I don't really like the flavor of those, so we're gonna go with regular old maraschino cherries. We have some canned pineapple chunks here. We're just gonna place those in between the cherries, and this is gonna be a great fruit topping here. And we're gonna top with some chopped pecans. I love pecans on my desserts. What about you guys? What kind of nuts do you like? We're gonna just sprinkle these over the tops of the fruit, and we're gonna finish with a light dusting of powdered sugar for a little extra sweetness here. We're gonna cover this with plastic wrap and throw it in the fridge for an hour or 2 to firm up, and then come back and dive in. It's been a couple hours and everything firmed up nicely. We're gonna take the plastic off and admire the beauty of these layers. We're gonna grab our large spatula and just dig in. We're gonna grab ourselves a nice large portion. Make sure you get all of the layers and look at how good that looks. Serve it on your Christmas plate, and I guarantee once you've had this dessert, you won't go back to regular fruitcake again.
All right, let's get some of that fruit cake, that cheesecake, that pecans. Let's give it a shot. That is so good. This is the only way you should be eating fruitcake from now on.